Hey guys, how are you? Welcome into a Tuesday morning edition of the Daily Juice Podcast. Every morning you get me, Matt Perrault, either on your audio channels, wherever you get your audio podcasts, on your video on YouTube, because we're being brought to you by our friends at BettingPros.com. You find this podcast actually on BettingPros physically, and thanks to our friends at BetMGM. You got two promo codes to use, either Juice100 or Juice150. $10 wins you $150 with that promo code Juice150, or $20 wins you $100 with that promo code Juice100. I would probably take the 150 for $10, but that's just me. When you sign up for a new account with BetMGM. Okay. Wow. So it's a 10-2-1 run. 10-2-1 run. That's pretty good for 5 days. Now, the real number is college football. We are 13-3-1 in college football, up somewhere in the neighborhood of 8.5 units on college football, somewhere in that neighborhood. So that is a ridiculous start, okay? We're not going to stay this warm. We're going to have bad days. We're going to have bad weekends. It's just going to happen, okay? And as I've told you before, I said, get me to football, right? Well, this is why. Because generally speaking, September, I'm not normally this hot. But in September, I'm normally pretty good. The books don't have their algorithms together. The books know that we're all going to be betting all football season long, and they got plenty of time to come back and take our money, right? It's just like the blackjack player, right? You win a bunch of hands in a row. The whole idea is to keep that blackjack player playing, keep the hands going. Eventually, the numbers will catch up, and eventually we will get stung, okay? I am not going to sit here and bang my chest and tell you that I'm going to hit this at whatever percentage that we're at right now. 13 of 16? No, okay, we're not doing that this season. That's not going to be a consistent thing in college football. Just prepare yourself, okay, and ride the wave and understand what's about to happen, what could happen very soon. But Ole Miss, easy win, -9.5. I had a personal bet on the team total, which cashed as well, which was nice. Had a half a unit on that, and so we come up with the Blue Jays thanks to Dan Harris. Dan Harris gives us a winner, so we go 2-0, up 1.4 units, right? Somewhere in that range, 1.4. No, it was plus money, 1.5. It was plus 115, so we're up plus money. So 1.5 units. On Monday, on Labor Day. So that's a great way to go off and end the long weekend. We had a 4-1 in there. We had a couple 4-1s. I don't remember. We did very well. The bottom line is we had a very good weekend. So to celebrate this, I've got a monster announcement. Okay, I've got a really cool thing that you guys are going to want to be a part of here in just 1 second. I'll explain all of it. I've got 2 baseball plays, and I've got 1 college football future to give you guys coming up here today. The future I bet right after the game, right after Ole Miss, because, well, I'll explain to you why that I bet it. But let's get to this announcement, okay? So here is what's going to happen, or here's how we got here. In the Discord channel, bettingpros.com/chat, or on the link that's underneath me here on YouTube, you guys are pouring in. We're seeing more and more people join every day, which is great. If you're joining, you're new, welcome. Welcome to the family, the community. We love it. Here's what we're doing today. By now, you probably have heard of the Circa Million contest, Circa Million 3. Okay, I've been in this the first 2 years with my friend Sean Lockhart, who is Papa Bear from my radio show. Him and I are back in this again for year number 2. So I went to Dan Harris and our friends at Betting Pros, and I said, look, the Circa Survivor is going to have an overlay. Now, for those of you who don't know what that means, Circa has put up $4 million in winning prizes for the Million 3 and $6 million for the Survivor. Okay? They're going to get about 4,500 or so signups for Circa Million 3. They might hit 5,000, okay? They're going to get over on their guarantee. They guaranteed $4 million. They're going to get about $5 million. That money goes back into the prize pool, by the way, because they don't take a rake on this contest. That's why it's so popular. No rake, $1,000 entry. So the Survivor, I went and said, look, why don't we do a Survivor team? And why don't we take advantage of this overlay? And then through talking it out with Dan and I, going back and forth, we went, look, we put up $1,000. And if the company puts up $1,000, or I was going to have the listeners crowdsource it. We were going to have 20 of you put up $50, and I was going to do the team, and I'd enter the pick every week, and we were going to do a Survivor team from the Discord channel. And so because of the stickiness, and our lawyers kind of went, that might be a little bit difficult. Instead, BettingPros is going to fund a team. They're going to pay for it. Except we're not doing the Survivor. They want the full season, okay? So in the full season, we've got quarter polls. Every 4 weeks, they're going to give away at least $150,000 first, second, and third place prizes. Second place. So every 4 weeks is its own little mini contest. Then you get the big boy contest where it comes through the entire thing where you can win $1 million to win first place. Really, what I've always tried to do with the Circa Million is win one quarter poll, okay? Just go 20-0. It's not hard. It's not easy. It's really hard. But if you go 20-0, chance, even 19-1 sometimes. 19-1, you pick 5 games against the spread. I should mention that. It's 5 games against the spread in the million. Stagnant lines. Survivors pick one winner. You can't pick the same team twice. But you pick those 5 games, 4 weeks, 20 picks, and you could win $150,000, okay? So we decided that we're going to do this team. The Daily Juice is going to have a team in the Circa Million 3. Myself, Dean Izzy from the Discord channel, Cold Brewster from the Discord channel. If you want to know how I picked those two, I've been talking to those guys for the longest about betting, and they've been the most active. They've been the most, original members of the Discord channel. Okay, Dean Izzy, you guys follow his plays all the time. Cold Brewster had a whole run early in baseball. He made a lot of you guys a lot of money. Okay, so to say thank you for their involvement. Cold Brewster is not a moderator. He's got mod status now on Discord channel. But because of this, myself, Dean Izzy, and Cold Brewster, those 3 guys are going to be representing the Betting Pros community, the Daily Juice community in the Circa Million 3. Do you want in? I got 3 spots for you. Okay? We've got 3 more spots. 6 of us are going to team up together to go into the Circa Million 3 contest. Each week on the Discord channel, we will have a Discord Stages conversation where we will go and pick our place. You can listen in. You can follow along. You can follow how we go, how we do it. It's going to be a process. It's never easy with this many people trying to come to a consensus, but we're going to try to do that. I'll be the tiebreaker. If there's a big argument over games, I'll be the tiebreaker. I'll say I like that game more. We're going to use that game. We're going to go with it, okay? I've done this contest now for a 3rd straight year in the Circa Million. It's my 5th straight year being in one of these contests. I was in the Westgate Super Contest twice, Circa Million twice. I was in the Westgate Reboot again last year. I was in the DraftKings contest last year as well. So in totality, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times I've been in these contests. So this is my 7th and 8th time in. So I do have some history and some experience in this. So I'm going to be kind of the captain, if you will, and I will break ties if we come up with a big argument about who and what plays and what picks we're going to roll with, okay? I guarantee you it's going to be a little bit rocky. But here is how you get in if you want to be a part of this, okay? This is how you enter. It's super easy. 1, head to Apple Podcasts or CastBox, which is a new one, CastBox. Leave an honest review of the podcast, positive, negative. We hear their feedback. 2, fill out the short form that you will find by going to bettingpros.com/million. Okay? bettingpros.com/million. bettingpros.com/million. You go and fill out the form, okay? There's a short form you're going to fill out. Drop in the little thing, your name, your email address. You're going to drop it in, and you're going to enter in, and you'll be a part of this. We are choosing. And also, by the way, bonus. If you are a subscriber of the YouTube channel, you will qualify with 3 extra entries into this. Please also include a screenshot of your subscription in the form if you would like to be a part of this to show that you are a subscriber of the YouTube channel, okay? So, subscriber on YouTube, Apple Podcasts or CastBox, you give us an honest review, and you will be entered into this. We're going to pull 3 names on September 8th at midnight. 3 winners will be picked at random. We will contact you using the information you provide on the contest entry form to find out whether or not you actually are in to this contest, okay? So that's how we're going to do it. That's the way things are going to go. It's 2 days, okay? You get Tuesday and Wednesday. All day Tuesday, all day Wednesday. On Thursday, we will make our first picks for the Circa Million 3 Daily Juice team. Okay? If you want more information about the Circa Million contest, it's pretty easy. You go to Circa, let's see, hold on, I'll just go and take you the full. It's circasports.com/circa-sports-million, okay? And that's going to give you all the information that you're going to need about the contest, about how it works, the payout structure, how everything's going to go, okay? So right now, there are 2,973 entries. They have a $1 million overlay. They're going to get to that, okay? They're going to get to that within the next couple of days. I've got 2 teams myself. I mean, there's a lot of people, okay? Again, it's 5 picks against the spread each week with stagnant lines. You get 1 point for each correct selection, a half a point for each push, $1 million for the first place prize, $1.9 million in cash prizes for 2 through 50, second place through 50, second place to 50th place, $250 million in quarter prizes awarded every 4 to 5 weeks, and $100,000 if you come in last place. So we get off to a rocky start. You just try picking against what you think. Try to come in last place, okay? It is the Daily Juice Circa Million team. Once again, if you want to enter to be one of our 3 lucky winners to be a part of this team with myself, D. Nizzi, and Cold Brewster, we will start this week. Apple Podcasts or CastBox, honest review, take a screenshot, fill out the form, bettingpros.com/million. And if you are a subscriber on YouTube, Betting Pros on YouTube, you will get 3 extra entries. I mean, my goodness, why wouldn't you be a subscriber on YouTube? Let's go. Hit subscribe on YouTube, and you're good to go, and you're into this thing. Tuesday, Wednesday, we pull it. Wednesday night, Thursday, I will announce the winners as to who will be part of this team with us as we try to win $1 million. Here's how it works in the payout, by the way. We give $1,000 back to Betting Pros for staking us in the contest. The rest of the money is divided 6 ways. That's how we're doing it. We keep the money, okay? We win $1 million, we give $1,000 to Betting Pros, and we split the rest 6 ways, okay? Not saying we're going to win $1 million. I'm not saying we're going to win $150,000, but let's see what we can do here for the Daily Juice podcast entry for the Circa Million 3. I will also be in it myself. I'll have my own team, so I'll be able to help you guys a little bit else as well as to like what my team is doing and what our plays are going to be, and we're going to be on the Discord channel talking about this a ton. So 2 guys are in, Cold Brewster and D. Nizzi. 3 more to go. If you want to be a part of it, bettingpros.com/million for full information, in case you don't remember what I just said. Okay, let's get to the picks. And I have one future bet to give you, and you probably are going to go, oh, that makes sense. You know I'm all in on Ole Miss. Okay, I am all in on Ole Miss, and I really do like Matt Perrault a lot. I wanted to see one game out of Matt Perrault to see what he was going to be able to put up from a numbers perspective. So Matt Perrault was 22 of 32 for 381 yards and 1 touchdown. The offense scored 43 points, and they didn't even really try. Okay, this offense is going to put up an enormous amount of points this year. My theory on Matt Perrault and the Heisman is the following. If you look at the number of players who are going to be ahead of Matt Perrault, Bryce Young's odds have plummeted because of what he did in his debut against Miami. And he's going to have a ton of attention, okay? But Matt Corral's got games coming up at Alabama, at Tennessee, against LSU, or to beat Louisville, against LSU in that porous defense, against Texas A&M, okay? At Mississippi State as well in the Egg Bowl. Matt Perrault needs to put up huge numbers, and Ole Miss needs to be a player in the national championship conversation. But at 12-1, Matt Corral's got the schedule and the games to put up some enormous numbers that will make people pay attention. I think you've got question marks at Clemson. You've got question marks at Alabama still with Bryce Young. I know the numbers he put up against, but again, I think there's a possibility. Injuries can happen. Weird things can happen. I think Matt Perrault, even with Spencer Rattler not performing all that great against Tulane, maybe some questions about Oklahoma as to the hype and whatnot. At 12-1, I think it's a decent flyer bet. I really do with Matt Perrault because they're not going to stop. They could have scored 70 points if they'd wanted to. They just didn't want to. The running game is for real. The receivers are really, really good. And I think Ole Miss is just going to put up points upon points upon points. Every team they play, they're going to average 40, 50 points a game every single time. And their defense looked pretty good. They did a little bend, don't break in the second half with Louisville. But when they were on, they were really, really tough. They looked good. They looked really sharp. That's huge for winning games, and you got to win games to be in the Heisman Trophy conversation. And frankly, look, Matt Perrault is going to be, he's playing the right position. It's a quarterback award. Bottom line, I'm going with Matt Perrault, half a unit to win the Heisman at plus 1,200, 12-1 odds that I grabbed at DraftKings right after the game was over. Matt Perrault, Heisman Trophy winner. Long shot, let's ride with the dude because I love him and I love this Ole Miss team. We're on 7.5 wins, off to a very good start with Matt Perrault. I am all in on these Ole Miss Rebels. All right, let's talk a couple of things in baseball. And you guys know how I am with baseball, okay? That's why I did watch some baseball yesterday, but I went and got Dan Harris to give us that Blue Jays winner yesterday. I've got a couple of plays myself. You guys can fade this if you would like, but first game is the Yankees taking on a team in the Blue Jays who, amazingly enough, the Blue Jays, you think all offense, right? Toronto's record in totals is 59, 72, and 5. The over is only hitting 45% of the time in games involving the Toronto Blue Jays. I've tried doing this before, and I have lost because the Yankees still have the worst record for overs in Major League Baseball, 58, 75, and 4. Overs are only hitting at 43.6% of the time involving Yankee games. The number for them against the Blue Jays today is 8.5, and Garrett Cole goes to the mound for the Yankees, okay? Garrett Cole has been very good, 14-6, 2.73 ERA, 0.97 whip. He was awesome in his last start. And Garrett Cole is looking like a guy who wants to be back in the Cy Young conversation. He went 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run. He struck out 15. He struck out 15 against the Angels. Unreal. 9 Ks the time before that. 6 Ks the game before that. He's given up 2 earned runs in his last 4 starts. He's been awesome. The Blue Jays strike out a lot. And frankly, the guy that they got on the mound in Steven Matz hasn't been bad. He's 10-7 with a 3.80 ERA. His last 5 starts, he hasn't given up more than 2 earned runs. He went 5, gave up 2 earned runs against Baltimore, went 6, gave up 1 earned run against Detroit. He went 6 and gave up 1 earned run against the Tigers. He went 5 and gave up no earned runs against Seattle. And against the Angels, he went 4 2/3 to give up 2 earned runs in that game. The total's 8.5. I'm going to play the under here. I'm going to play under Yankees and the Blue Jays. At some point, I've got to hit this. I've been playing Yankees unders so much. Half a unit, minus 110. Yankees under with the Blue Jays at 8.5. The other half a unit, we're going to turn around and talk about the Giants and the Rockies. We know the Rockies are very good at home, okay? Logan Webb has been awesome for us. We've been trailing his picks. We've been jumping on him. Logan Webb going against Chichi Gonzalez. Logan Webb has an 8-3 record with a 2.56 ERA. 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run last time out. 7 innings, 5 hits, 0 earned runs last against Atlanta 2 times before that. Against Oakland on the road, 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run. Against the Mets, 7 1/3, 7 hits, 2 earned runs. Okay, 10 Ks, 6 Ks, 7 Ks, 8 Ks, 8 Ks. Now at Coors, everything is out the window. Okay, everything goes out the window at Coors Field. You cannot trust anything with this thin air, the humidor, and whatnot. And strikeouts, the strikeout prop have been going under consistently for starters at Coors Field. It's been a running thing here on gambling Twitter to bet the under for strikeout props for the starting pitcher that goes up against the Rockies. 11.5 is the number, but the team total for the Giants is 6.5. Okay, it's 6.5. It's juiced to the under, but 6.5 minus 105 is what I was able to get here with the Giants. I'm taking the over 6.5. I don't think the Rockies are going to score all that much. In games on the road in Colorado, Giants won 10-5. Giants have won 10 out of the 14 games against the Rockies. In Colorado, they've been pretty good offensively. They've scored 12, 6, 5. They scored, and so they've got the final here. They scored 10 in the last game. They've got a bunch of games here on the road at the Rockies to wind up wrapping up this run here. They'll play 2 more games here today and then 1 tomorrow, and then a 3-game set in Colorado at the end of the month. So they played most of the games in San Francisco. Over, because Chichi Gonzalez is 3-6 with a 6.13 ERA. I just don't think this dude's all that great. 3 earned runs in his last. Against the Cubs, he was okay on the road. He only pitched 1 inning in relief. Against the Dodgers, against the Padres rather, 3 innings, 3 earned runs. Dodgers, 5 innings, 4 earned runs. Against the Dodgers, 4 innings, 7 earned runs. I think he's given up probably 4 runs himself. And then the bullpen comes in, and I think the Giants will get after that bullpen. I'm going over team total 6.5 for the San Francisco Giants on the road at the Colorado Rockies. Over 6.5 runs here for the Giants at -105 for a half a unit. Okay? So those are the plays. It feels like a letdown after college football. You guys know how I am with baseball. We'll get back into it, but I'm going to wait a little bit. I've got a bunch of games I'm eyeballing already for coming up for the weekend, for Friday and Saturday and Sunday. I gave you the teaser for Thursday. I'll have more coming up on the NFL probably in tomorrow's podcast for Wednesday. But I just, today we're going to take a little breath. We're going to let things play out. I don't see a lot of value in betting really early this year in football because of COVID. And so you lose a quarterback, you lose a coordinator, something happens, and it could be really costly. So you saw it with Lane Kiffin in Ole Miss. I didn't think it mattered, but it didn't matter, but I still didn't like it. So I'm going to wait just to be sure. And I know that means I probably get worse numbers, but I'm okay with letting the number kind of settle down a little bit and kind of solidify, and then we can kind of make a play and make a run at it as to what we're going to be. So I don't see a lot of value firing here on a Tuesday for games on Friday or Saturday. Maybe on Thursday, but definitely on Friday. We'll get involved with college football coming up for week number 2 here, and then week 1 in the NFL. Okay, so again, Matt Perrault, Heisman Trophy flyer at plus 1,200, half a unit. Yankees, Blue Jays under 8.5. Giants team total of over 6.5 are the 3 plays for us here today. And go and register to be a part of the Daily Juice Circa Million 3 team. We're pulling 3 names. You can subscribe on YouTube and get 3 more entries, so why not be a part of the YouTube channel and hit subscribe and then send a screenshot of that, as well as your review on Apple Podcasts. Or I don't know what that is. It's Apple Podcasts, and it must be a new one. CastBox is new. So either Apple Podcasts or in CastBox, go ahead and leave a review, screenshot that. Those 2 screenshots, bettingpros.com/million to get in. You have today and you have tomorrow, and that's it to enter. And then at midnight on Wednesday, we're pulling 3 names, and I will announce the winners for who will be part of the Daily Juice first ever Circa Million 3 contest, as I'll sign us all up coming up on Thursday. I cannot wait. My name is Matt Perrault. Follow me on Twitter at SportsDuckMatt. Each and every morning, it's a Daily Juice podcast being brought to you by BetMGM right here on BettingPros.com.